Okay, so a different tangent for my most videos. This video is obviously by the title implies a review of Brave, Pixar's latest entry into their very, very established catalogue of feature-length digital produced films. Brave is just amazing. Um, my God, the amount of work and love that is felt when you watch Brave is just stunning. The casting is exceptional it's because it follows murder and the Queen so much, but the Queen, of course, is turned to a bear. her voice her voice role is limited, but when you watch Emma Thompson perform as the Queen, you really get a feel for how she reacts to murder and her character, but also to the other roles like Billy Connolly as the King or the Bear King, who is also a brilliant entry and just phenomenal casting all around. Really, so much love was put into this work. It cannot be said enough when watching it, and you just feel it. Another entry into another huge plus of this film is the soundtrack. The soundtrack to this film is unlike any other Pixar film in which they have really dedicated a soundtrack to it. A very good soundtrack. It's very Celtic themed, very Scottish themed as well. But my God, this soundtrack, it makes me open and cry while watching. I was sat with my partner and I was like, that is so sad. And all she was doing was like freaking Martin Horse, just marauding through the atmosphere. And my God, I felt like a wreck watching this film. But the other huge plus of this film, like any other Pixar film, bar Cars and Cars 2, is the message. The message of Brave is a very sentimental one. It's about establishing a bond with someone, especially a parent, but it's also about controlling your own fate, but being brave enough to do it. And I honestly think that's such a good message to promote because so many people think and act like their actions isn't part of their own idea and machinery, but it is because we are all responsible for our own fate. And it just goes like that, but also shows our fate will react in a very chaotic way if dealt wrong. And I, at first, I was on the Brave isn't very deep bandwagon, but then I blocked out the views and watched it twice over 2 days. Went on my own the first time because whenever I go see a Pixar film, I have this thing of going on my own to watch them. And then I went on my partner, and my God, we were like, oh my God, this film, it makes me have feelings. And we watched it, and like, yeah, easily one of the best Pixar films. And in all honesty, it is. Prior to that was Up. I'm not a big fan of Toy Story just because of the age. I can find it relatable, but not to an extent of how people yammer about it. And I have seen them, but I just don't get the connection. But I do with Brave because of ancestry. Like, the aesthetics in this film are staggering. You just, it's so immersive, and because so much love is put into the creation of the atmosphere and the world, that it really, really shows. And oh god, this film, it sets such a high benchmark. I want to know how, like, the Academy and stuff will react with this if Brave doesn't win the Academy in 2030. I'll be shocked because it's easily one of the best Pixar films. Easily. My prior was Up, but the problem with Up is it doesn't have the aesthetic. It has the message in droves, but doesn't have the aesthetic. And Brave really shows a huge step in Pixar's design, but also their huge originality. Brave is just so loved, nurtured, that the baby grew into a friggin' titan is the best way to put it. I can easily give this film a personal 10 out of 10 just because of the message conveyed, the stylist approach to it, the theme, the refreshing nature was for animated films as of late, because I enjoyed stuff like Rango, and it felt very different from Pixar to have such a good lead character as well. Murder is easily my favourite character from any animated film. She just freaking does crap. And the voice actress, I need to find out that voice actress so I can find her and hug her and say, look, you were freaking great as that role. Be more Murder. Apparently there are going to be a sequel. Apparently. And I'd like to see what they do. I can see it being more actiony, but I hope they keep to the ethos, because Brave is something different and such a good film. So please go to droves to see it. I'm probably going to see it for a third time before it's out. The 3D is actually very good as well. Like all Pixar films, it's not in your face, but it's very subtle. I enjoy that subtlety, not like Resident Evil, where it's sort of like, oh, 3D. But it's subtle, and that subtlety really adds the immersion factor into the film, definitely. There are, cannot say more positive things about it. The only negative I can say is that it's not the simplest of messages. It's a very sentimental message that people will appreciate depending on their maturity, their viewpoint. But just give Brave a shot, because in this very quiet film season, it's easily one of the best films going. Easily. So enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed the review. There's gonna be a couple more going. And yeah, thank you very much. Take care.